Welcome to House of Glory's pay-per-view for January 29th. Who runs the world? Now, I had to redo this a couple of times because I want to make sure I do this fairly, but I'm not going to hold back. Now, let's do the matches first, and then I'll tell you how I truly feel about the entire package of this pay-per-view. Jordynne Grace versus Janine, I believe her name is Jenny Kai. I've never seen her before, so I'm mispronouncing her name. I don't recognize her. I've never seen her before. Now, when it came to the match, it was actually pretty good. It wasn't a bad match. She looked like a kickboxer, a Muay-type kickboxer, which gave her a very good, interesting look. I did not expect Jordynne Grace to job here. There was no way she was going to job. She's been well built across multiple... When it came to AEW, she's been built very well. I know she's been to Shimmer, so they built her well. They respect her. Here, she was respected, which I did like. And she's gone to Hog more than a few times, so here you go. This is what you got. The next match, Ultraviolet. Now, supposedly, she was the last person to hold the title, and she held it for 322 days. That's a long time. They had some interest and some belief in this woman. So, Ultraviolet went up against Samantha Garrett. No, not Samantha Garrett. Santina Garrett. I'm about to say Samantha. I'm a little tired, guys. I had taken some medicine. God, hurt my face. Allergies all here. That sucks. I keep getting it because of all the dust. But, taking away from that, what do we get here? We got a good showing from Santina Garrett. And I still say this. Why hasn't anyone picked her up yet? Why? And I don't understand why she's not been picked up more consistently. Now, maybe she still wants to work by herself and keep doing independent and doesn't want to be tied to any promotion. But if she can be picked up, I'm surprised no one's done it yet because she has a good look. She does wrestle pretty well. And I've heard her talk a couple of times. She can talk to a certain extent. But I wasn't surprised that Ultraviolet won here. She was a very long-standing champion for Hog. They were not going to let her job here. It just was not going to happen. There was no way. There was no way. Now, what did we get next? We got Natalya Makovich versus a Mercedes Martinez. We got a girl from NWA, and I believe she is signed to an N. This is what pisses me off, because Mercedes Martinez should be working Impact Wrestling, but either they could not sign her because they didn't give her enough money, or she didn't want to work with them. And she goes to AEW. And it hurts me, honestly. Not because AEW is not even close to Impact's caliber. No. We know Impact is not doing very well. And knowing that Mercedes could maybe do something interesting for them, it doesn't mean it would change the needle, but it would give them a change of pace. That is what I was hoping for. If they're going to rebuild themselves, they have to do a change of pace. Go from here to here, and then do a steady rise if they even can. The match itself was not too bad. It wasn't. But Mercedes Martinez did not win this, and she got so mad that she could not beat a Natalya Makovich because she put her in a like a guillotine type of hold, and pretty much would not let the damn thing go until the 5 count, and a little bit beyond that, because she did it 3 times. The ref said flat out, done, DQ'd. Natalya wins. And she just beat her in the back with a chair. She could not stand it. Interesting. Now, Siri, Sakai versus Deanna Perazzo, which was good to see Deanna there. But why wasn't she walking out with the De Reyes championship on her waist and the ROH? I think she should be walking out with them both. Just because she does it in Impact Wrestling doesn't mean she shouldn't do it at Hog or anywhere else. She should have came out with the titles, handed them over, and proved how great she was. That would have made this a little more profound. Now, Yumi Shikai, supposedly Ikai, is supposed to be nearing retirement. This might be her last match in America, her last show. And she had been working 25 years from what they said. That is a long time for a wrestler. She might have started when she was a teen, easily. And she's really good. She isn't a bad wrestler at all. And I give my compliments to her. She was not bad. In the end, she did beat Deanna Perazzo. I had no problem with that. I actually was glad it happened. Because seeing that Deanna was willing to put someone else over in another promotion, unlike Impact Wrestling, because of how she's been built, of course she ain't going to put anybody over easily. She's not going to because of how they built her. But here it's understandable. A veteran that's about to retire soon, that she's known for quite a long time, that mentored her, is very good. In fact, when the match was all over, Sumi just grabbed her and just started hugging her and then just started crying. And I kind of wish, next to Jordan Grace and Deanna getting their interviews, why didn't you give her one? You could have had an interpreter there. I think she deserved that. But that's just me. That's my small little gripe about her being that important in the wrestling business and didn't really have an interpreter to talk for her and leave some words on Hogg's own pay-per-view. That's what I felt that could have been done well. Now, Ultraviolet versus Natalya Makovich. That's my woman from AEW. You see, I'm still feeling a little tired because of the medicine I took. But clearly, Natalya Makovich from NWA is my woman. She's my woman. And she whooped the ass of an Ultraviolet or Violet. I'll say this. I was surprised to see that she was given that option. I would have thought that Grace would have been the one to win. But it didn't happen. I'm actually kind of surprised about that. Really. I would have thought that she'd win. But there you go. Now, Grace versus Ikai. Now, this was interesting. This is where Jordan Grace was really just being a heel. She made it very clear she was beginning to really show signs of turning heel, which is very interesting. Something you didn't see in Impact Wrestling, but you do see here at Hog. And she won the match. There was no problem. Grace won the damn match, and she beats and attacks Sakai. There's nothing wrong with that. It's good to see they're doing a character development for her at another promotion, which is kind of sad they don't do that in Impact Wrestling. Maybe they will after this because of what happened between her and Matt Cardona. You never know. So this will be very interesting, seeing where this goes for her and other promotions, including Hog. Finally, oh man, this is kind of hard. Jordan Grace is like a woman to love. There's no way I don't love Jordan Grace. Woman is just straight up strength. And then you got Natalya Makovich, who is also straight up strength. And if you've seen my review of NWA when she went up against Paula Blaze, she hit that woman so hard you could hear it across the damn room. And then you have this, where she beats up on Natalya Makovich with a 2x4. I think I'm going to throw that as one of the only images I'm going to put in my face. She hits her with a 2x4 very clumsily. And then they go into the ring and they have the match. Now, was it a good match? I'm going to be honest here. Natalya Makovich, compared to Jordan Grace, I'm botching here because I really don't want to make Makovich sound bad. But when you look at her compared to Jordan Grace, this is Natalya. This is Jordan Grace. There is a stark difference in style and how they're a little bit cleaner. Now, was she bad though in the ring? No. She was not at the same level as Jordan. She's a bit lower. Even though she's been there longer in the business, it does make a difference. You can still be lesser than someone else who has been younger in the business like a Jordan Grace, but still did not take anything away. She was a little bit sloppy in the beginning and got better during the rest of the match. And I was surprised she won. I would have thought Jordan Grace would have won, but she didn't. Natalya Makovich won the entire tournament. She won. And I thought that was very nice. I actually am glad to kind of see that someone who's been in the business. I think she's been in business more than a few years. I think, 2007 she started? I can't remember how long she's been there. I could be wrong about the amount of time that she's been there compared to Jordan, who's been there less than that. But still, They believed that she could do something for the company. So I can say the tournament wasn't bad. And the person who won, who I actually do like a lot, not just because she got a great set of tits, and somewhat reminds me of my ex-wife because she had a great set of tits. No, she's actually not bad in the ring. Like I said, she's not at the caliber of Jordan. Jordan's here. Jordan's easily top tier to main event, and she is upper card near main event. Nothing wrong with it. I did enjoy it. But now, let's be honest here, guys. You wonder how I feel about the entire show? If you had managed to watch it on the Fight Network, I'm going to chew the shit out of this pay-per-view. But I want to make this clear. The wrestling matches themselves were actually good. Don't take this in any bad way about the wrestlers or even the commentary team. Look, Solomonster working with JD was great. Samantha working with them was a good dynamic, but I think Solomonster and JD really do work very well together. And I can understand why they were hired to be working on commentary, because JD was over the top. You can feel that his commentary was kind of like a younger version of a Michael Cole when he was in his prime, and he really cared about the business, other than when McAfee finally joined in and reinvigorated him. Solomonster was a good guy. He was a straight shooter, straight the way he talked, and you could feel the type of emotion from them both. Well, when it comes to everything else, it was bad. And it actually got me sick. Look, I got like a head cold right here to here. I wasn't feeling that well for the last couple of days. The way the weather's been acting in New York, and anyone who's been living here, you know the weather's gone from really, really cold to quick getting warm and then going down again. Then it's been rainy, then it's been snowing. I already got pain in my hip because of my disability, my condition of my hip being screwed up. So I haven't been very well. But the way the weather's been messing with me, I get allergies all year round, but when the weather's bad, it does make me have a headache, a nasal headache right here. When you watch the camera work that was done, you know what? I am going to put images in of the bad camera work. It's right here, wherever side, here or here. I don't know where I'm going to put it. But clearly, you can see how bad the camera angles were. And it was not because they were in a small venue. Guys, don't get it twisted. The camera work was very bad. At one point, the guy, whoever it was who was running, the guys, I shouldn't say one guy, it was more than one, it was two. They were so bad. You see this? This was happening during the show, on and off, where the guy who was holding the camera was trying to zoom in so much on the damn wrestlers' faces or their bodies that he could not hold the camera steady enough to do anything properly. It was incredibly disorientating and made me actually feel physically sick. I was already having a headache here, but when I was watching the screen and seeing it sway like that, I started feeling a bit sick. And I don't normally get like that. It happens when the camera just gets jotted around. But when it's done a lot, what the fuck was that? Then the audio work kept glitching out in and out. There was bad glitching in and out on the audio work. It was bad. Now, it could have been due to the fact that the sound in the venue they were in was so high that they tried to adjust it in post. Or they tried to adjust it, not in post, but in production, where whoever was running the sound mixer was doing their best to try and correct for it, but the audio was so loud that it kept either clipping or actually dropped, like it just it got dialed back so badly. Now, luckily, JD and Solomonster and Samantha, you could still hear them, and the people in the ring, so there was no problem with that. But everything else was bad. The lighting, oh my gosh. I gotta say this. I can understand it's very difficult to control the lighting in a venue if it's pretty much been set to the light coming on, the light turning off. And you can position those lights, that's it. But when the middle of the ring is so freaking bright, and you can see this in my face, and I think I'll throw the Jordan Grace match up with, I'm not sure who. The entire center of the ring is bright white. Bright white. and you can barely see the women in the damn center of the ring. When the camera's like that, there's several things you can do. You could put a light filter on it, because they do make filters that you can put onto the hard cam, so you can try and filter down some of the light. Yes, it makes it more difficult to see the people in the ring, but at least you could see them more clearly. No light filter. Then the people outside of the ring were so close to try and get all the shots, they kept going straight up into the faces of the lights. You could easily see them. Now, it's hard to try and easily position yourself, especially if your ramp is in the way where you can actually walk around. But I'm sorry. I cannot tell you that they couldn't have moved and changed their positions where they were working, because they had at least 6 to 8 feet of space between the ring and the damn guardrail that was surrounding the ring to lead people who are in that venue from not jumping over the guardrail and doing anything. They had at least 6 feet of space. I'm sorry. No. And even when it came to the interviews, look at the interview with Jordan Grace, where Jordan Grace's nipple is showing. Now, mind you, doesn't mean I don't like a little nipple from Jordan Grace. She's a beautiful woman, and Jonathan Gresham is a lucky bastard having such a gorgeous woman in his corner as his wife. But am I supposed to be able to see his damn wife's nipple in a very overexposed light in an interview? What the fuck was going on with the lighting in that venue? It was so bad. They overexposed everything. Deanna Perazzo, the light was bad for her as well. Guys, I am not griping about JD and his commentary work. I'm not griping on Solomon or Sabrina. I'm not griping about the women who worked the damn match, even though I mispronounced her name, and I'm sorry for that. But when you look at the production value, when you think about the last video I did that wasn't from AEW, wasn't from Impact or WWE, that was GCW, and how damn Bush League they look, you look at Hog. You look at freaking Hog, and when you see JD talk about Hog, and he didn't like the production value, I can understand. He can't say anything. He's working there. He's got to look good, but as a guy who's not working there, and if JD sees this, I'll say, dude, how you doing? Look, I'm not chewing on your ass. I understand you're going to do your best with what's given in that venue. But I would suggest to you, tell your boss, look at this video from this very tiny little YouTuber who's almost a nobody, who's telling you this. 1, that venue had severely bad problems with acoustics. Sound was bad. I understand you tried to correct for it, but I think you could have just cranked the music down way lower than it should have been, so the sound wouldn't have clipped so damn much. Now, understand about Fight TV and their app, and a lot of times there's some problems there, so you can't control the glitching. But, come on. There's got to be something going on. And then the lighting. If there was a way to reduce the amount of lights there, just cutting some of them off and not having so much light in the damn ring, that should have happened as well. And most important, as a very humble YouTuber, and it doesn't matter if anyone sees me who is a high-level podcaster or someone who's from the companies, what type of situation are we in now? In this situation where a majority of the fans are not there due to the fact of the pandemic, and even before that, it was becoming more important to stream. People have started doing streaming now, particularly in wrestling, because they find it, you don't have to worry so much about people, about not being able to have everything ready. I mean, think about it for a minute, guys. Now that people are doing streaming more often, it's easier than worrying about how large the venue has to be to hold everybody. As long as the people want to see the stream for the pay-per-view, you can still make good money even though you don't have everyone there, even though you do need it, because that shows how popular your show is. But now with this entire situation with the pandemic, where a large chunk of the fan base, no matter what promotion, can't come to the venue, you need to remember one thing. What are you doing? Are you catering only to the fans in the arena? Or are you going to cater to the fans and the people at home who are watching the damn stream. Which one are you doing? Either you're going to care about the people in the arena and not worry about camera work at all because you don't show it and not worry about filming anything, then there's no problem. Hog did a good job, even with the lighting not that great. It was orientated more towards the fans in the venue. But if you're also streaming or recording so you can upload to YouTube and try and make money, or upload to Fight Network and fight in the Fight app, you cannot have this type of situation. You need to reorientate how you film. One, the people at the arena who are your cameramen or women need to understand that you cannot do close-ups 100%. It's just not possible because the people at home will still not see everything and they will not get their money's worth. Two, if they got to be close because the venue's not very big, because that place was over 6 feet between the where you see the edge of the ring itself, where the ring skirt was, to the guardrail. It was easily over or at 6 damn feet. They cannot be that damn close. They got to be pulled back. And they need a more wider angle lens. Look. Wider angle lens. This is what they were doing. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot keep doing it the way you've been doing it. Your majority of your fans, sorry guys, the majority of your fans are home. You got to give them something they can look at. This was bad. Bad. And the question's going to be, will they learn from it? Do I believe the people at the Hog, like GCW, will they learn from their mistakes? I can't tell you yes or no. I'm hoping maybe they'll see that, oh shit, our work was bad. A large chunk of our people were watching this. The lighting was bad. Audio was clipping a lot. The light in the ring was so substantially bad. The camera work was shaking due to the fact that whoever was filming was trying so hard to get a close-up like this on either the bodies or on the bodies of the women or their faces. They made it look so bad. For me personally, I don't get sick. It's only due to the fact I got a nasal cold and I could feel it right here. That with seeing the camera go back and forth, it actually made me sick because I don't normally get sick. Normally don't. So this show, dude, I'm not against Hog. I'm not against JD. I'm not against Solomonster. But I don't think I'm ever going to see that show again unless they do something about that. But I don't want you guys, and I want to make this clear, I don't want you to stop watching. I know no one's going to see this. I'll be lucky if I get 10 people to watch this. So I know I'm not going to get anything with this. No one's going to see me. But if anybody does, I want to make this clear. For me personally, until they work on the camera work, the lighting, whatever thing that they need to improve, because they need to cater more than just the people at the venue. Yes, they got to cater to the people in the venue, but they really need to up their game. Why does AEW and WWE get better camera work and lighting? Because they realize that a large chunk of the people are at home. Hell, even Impact and NWA, they were terrible last year. And I even said it. It took them months to understand, hey, we got a lot of people at home. We better start working on our camera work. And they both improved their camera work. And yes, like every promotion, they mess up on and off. It happens. No one complains. But when it's like this, I'm hoping Hog fixes those issues where if they're in a venue, there's hopefully a way to fix the lighting or at least reduce the lighting, keep the music not too loud so they don't clip their audio. And the most important thing, you got people at home watching more than you got people in the venue. Work on the camera. Pull the cameras back more often and have more wider lenses. If there's a problem, and I hope they had a run through 1, 2, or 3 times to see what they can improve on the pay-per-view before it happens, they'll know that they got to have wider lenses. If they got to have some type of filter on their camera lenses to try and cut down on the glare, I hope they learn. But this is just me, and I hope you enjoy this, well, Hog, Who Runs the World review. Give me a comment below. Peace.